Ranbir Kapoor was born into Bollywood royalty, the son of actors Rishi Kapoor and Neetu Singh, and the grandson of the legendary Raj Kapoor. Expectations weren't just high, they were astronomical. But Ranbir didn't just want to ride the wave of his family legacy. He wanted to carve a place of his own. His journey through Bollywood has been a roller coaster, an electrifying rise, a baffling fall, and an incredible comeback that has re-established him as one of the most bankable and talented actors of his generation. But what really happened behind the scenes of this unpredictable career? Let's break down Ranbir Kapoor's rise, his setbacks, and how he fought his way back to the top. The Golden Debut. A Star is Born, 2007 to 2009. Ranbir Kapoor made his big screen debut with soared in 2007, directed by Sanjay Leela Bhansali. The film may have been a commercial flop, but Ranbir's performance was noticed. He was fresh, he was charismatic, and let's be honest, he had that raw, unpolished magnetism that instantly grabbed attention. Even in a film that didn't work, Ranbir stood out, and critics hailed him as a promising newcomer. It didn't take long for Ranbir to live up to that promise. Over the next 2 years, he delivered films like Bachna A Hasino and Wake Up Sid, where he began shedding the image of just a star kid and started shaping his own brand of nuanced acting. He wasn't chasing mass appeal blockbusters. He was choosing characters with emotional depth and storytelling value, which would soon become his signature move. Becoming a powerhouse. The meteoric rise, 2010 to 2013. Between 2010 and 2013, Ranbir Kapoor wasn't just good, he was unstoppable. This was the era that truly established him as a force in Indian cinema. In 2010, Rajneeti proved that he could hold his own in an ensemble political thriller. That same year, Rockstar, 2011, became a cultural phenomenon. Directed by Imtiaz Ali, Rockstar showcased Ranbir in a way we had never seen before. Raw, vulnerable, and explosive. His portrayal of the tortured musician Jordan earned him both critical acclaim and box office love. He bagged the Filmfare Award for Best Actor, and fans began to see him not just as a charming hero, but as a true artist. Then came Barfi, 2012, where he played a mute and deaf man in a film that relied solely on expression, timing, and pure acting finesse. It was a performance that won over not just Indian audiences, but international critics as well. Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, 2013, was the cherry on top, a massive box office hit that turned him into a youth icon. Ranbir Kapoor had officially become a superstar. The downfall, confusion, missteps, and media backlash, 2014 to 2017. But no career is without turbulence, and for Ranbir Kapoor, the fall came fast and hard. Post Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, there was an expectation that he would dominate Bollywood for the next decade. But instead, he stumbled. Films like Bisharam, 2013, which he starred in with his parents, was a box office disaster and critically panned. Then came Roy, 2015, Bombay Velvet, 2015, and Tamasha, 2015, each promising, but ultimately underperforming or misunderstood. The biggest shock was Bombay Velvet. Directed by Anurag Kashyap and heavily hyped, the film was a colossal failure. Not only did it lose money, but it also shook Ranbir's credibility. Suddenly, critics and audiences began questioning his choices. Was he picking art over accessibility? Was he becoming too niche for mainstream success? Around the same time, his personal life, especially his very public breakup with Katrina Kaif, became fodder for gossip columns. The media painted him as someone struggling with both career and commitment. The shine was fading, and the industry began looking at younger stars like Varun Dhawan and Tiger Shroff as the new wave. The turning point. A Dil Hai Mushkil and Self-Reflection, 2016. 2016 marked the beginning of Ranbir's quiet comeback. With A Dil Hai Mushkil, directed by Karan Johar, Ranbir reminded everyone of his ability to own complex, emotionally heavy roles. He played Ayan, a heartbroken, complicated lover, and nailed it with finesse. Though the film had its share of criticism, Ranbir's performance was widely praised, especially for bringing vulnerability to a character many felt was emotionally flawed. More importantly, A Dil Hai Mushkil marked a shift in Ranbir's mindset. He began speaking more candidly in interviews, owning up to his mistakes, reflecting on the choices that led to his decline, and promising to be more careful. For perhaps the first time, audiences saw the man behind the star, a human being grappling with fame, expectations, and pressure. The masterstroke. Sanju, 2018. In 2018, Ranbir Kapoor made one of the most iconic career moves ever by portraying Sanjay Dutt in Sanju, directed by Rajkumar Hirani. This was not just a film, it was a challenge. Playing a living, controversial legend was a gamble. Ranbir knew all eyes would be on him, but he delivered. His transformation in Sanju was jaw-dropping. Physically, emotionally, and psychologically, he became Sanjay Dutt on screen. Audiences were stunned by how perfectly he captured Dutt's voice, body language, and spirit. The film was a massive hit, breaking box office records and becoming one of the highest-grossing Indian films of all time. More than the commercial success, Sanju re-established Ranbir as an actor with range, discipline, and mass appeal. His performance won him several awards and silenced critics who had once written him off. Post-Sanju, Waiting, Worrying, and Big Expectations, 2019 to 2021. After Sanju, everyone expected Ranbir to release back-to-back blockbusters, but he went quiet again. The reason? He was putting everything into Brahmastra, a big-budget fantasy trilogy that had already been in development for years. Delays, COVID-19 lockdowns, and production issues stretched the project well beyond its original schedule. Fans began to grow impatient. In this video, Ranbir's absence from the big screen led to a fresh wave of skepticism. Was he overthinking every move? Was he letting ambition slow him down? New stars were emerging and Bollywood was evolving rapidly with OTT platforms and experimental cinema. But Ranbir had his eyes on the long game. Brahmastra and beyond. Comeback Part 2, 2022 to 2023. When Brahmastra finally released in 2022, it had to work, and thankfully it did. While the film had mixed reviews for its storytelling and VFX, Ranbir's performance was widely appreciated. His chemistry with Alia Bhatt, his now wife, added an emotional layer to the film. It wasn't a perfect movie, but it marked Ranbir's return to big-scale cinema and reinvigorated his box office draw. And then came Tu Judi, Main Mekar in 2023, a rom-com that reminded fans of the charming, carefree Ranbir from his early days. It wasn't deep or intense like Sanju or Rockstar, but it proved that Ranbir still had range, still had appeal, and still had the ability to carry a film across the finish line. The man behind the career, marriage, maturity, and fatherhood. Off-screen, Ranbir's life took a beautiful turn. He married Alia Bhatt in 2022 in a private ceremony that was both elegant and low-key. Later that year, the couple welcomed their daughter, Raha. This new chapter in his life brought out a softer, more grounded side of Ranbir. He began speaking about fatherhood, balance, and legacy in a way that felt refreshingly honest. There's a maturity now, less of the brooding star persona, and more of a settled, confident artist who knows what he wants. His interviews show a man who's evolved, who's willing to laugh at his mistakes, and who doesn't take himself too seriously anymore. What's next for Ranbir Kapoor? As of 2024 and beyond, Ranbir has a packed slate. He's reportedly working on Brahmastra Part 2, a mythological epic titled Ramayana, and other high-concept films that could once again push the envelope for Indian cinema. There's buzz that Ranbir is now being extremely selective, not chasing quantity, but quality. And maybe, after everything he's experienced, that's the smartest move. He's already proved he can act, pull crowds, and reinvent himself. Now, the spotlight is on longevity, and Ranbir seems ready. So, what can we say about Ranbir Kapoor? He's had the kind of career that most actors fear and envy in equal measure. A meteoric rise, a painful fall, and a glorious comeback, all before the age of 40. He's tasted both adoration and doubt, and through it all, he's emerged stronger, sharper, and more intentional. What do you think was Ranbir Kapoor's best performance? And where do you see his career going next? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want more deep dives into the journeys of India's biggest stars. Until next time, keep watching, keep dreaming.